Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Sam here, and today we are going to be doing another scary and creepy TikTok video to watch before going to bed. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Without a trace. Well, the video I'm about to show you shows what people are saying is Flight 370 disappearing through a portal with 3 orbs rotating around it. Do you think this video is real or fake? Either way, it's extremely interesting and it's completely going viral. Here it is.
What the fuck? I don't even know how to explain that. What?
Late one night, as a woman curiously checked her baby monitor, she caught a glimpse of something downright bone-chilling.
Nah.
As the baby peacefully slept, a terrifying face appeared from the darkness. Its
That's
glowing
terrifying.
eyes stared at the baby as it lingered next to the crib.
Oh, and
The
it's
woman
touching
soon
the
ran
baby
into the
too.
baby's room, but no one was there.
Creepy videos caught on camera.
In 1991, a 12-year-old boy named Jared Negretti went hiking on a camping trip with his Boy Scout troop that consisted of 14 other boys. They were hiking towards the summit of Mount San Gorgonio in the San Bernardino National Forest in Southern California. Jared was on the shorter and heavier side. Around 6 p.m., 1,000 feet away from the summit, another group of hikers spotted Jared straggling behind and notified the scoutmaster at the summit. They said he was seen shortcutting the switchbacks on his way down the trail and was told not to and to stay on the trail by the other hikers. The scoutmaster, who was an experienced hiker, said he would pick up Jared on the way down. When he finally was able to descend the mountain to pick up Jared, he was nowhere to be seen. As soon as the scoutmaster realized that Jared had disappeared, he took the other scouts in his troop back to base camp and then hiked about 5 miles in the dark to get help. Sheriff's deputies, along with search and rescue teams, began searching a 130 square mile area of the San Gorgonio wilderness, a very rocky, tree-lined terrain. Within 3 days, their search was focused on a 6 square mile area where a footprint believed to match one of Jared's high-top tennis shoes was found. Searchers also discovered beef jerky and candy wrappers believed to have been dropped by Jared, and perhaps most importantly, his camera was found. On the film roll were 12 pictures. Most were landscapes taken by the boy when he was still with the troop, but the last one shows a self-portrait in which it seems he pointed the camera at his face, aided with the flash of the camera. It's possible he lost the camera when he slid down a portion of the mountainside. At least 70 officers, including some airlifted by helicopter and some on horseback, were deployed. Some of the helicopters were even equipped with infrared scanning. Over the next 2 weeks, as many as 3,000 people had logged 45,000 hours searching 50 square miles of the San Bernardino National Forest. So the question is, did he fall off the trail and slip down the mountainslide? While it's possible, it seems unlikely that his body wouldn't have been found in the immediate area around the switchbacks he was cutting down. Some people think he may have been the victim of a bear attack, but this seems unlikely as well, as there were no signs of blood, drag marks, or other evidence linked to any animal attack.
That's fucking
Some
creepy.
believe he was abducted by a predator, given the mountain is well used by hikers. To this day, 3 decades later, Jared's remains have never been found.
Ever heard of a monkey paw? The original story of
That's
the monkey paw
creepy.
was pretty much this father and his son. They were playing chess one day, right? And they're waiting for his friend to come over. And his friend, he's a general. The general comes over and he talks to the father about what he's seen. And he talks to him about this trinket that he brought with him, which is the monkey paw. This monkey paw, it came from an Indian, witch doctor. So pretty much what happened before the general got his hands on the monkey paw, he knew another, I think a sergeant, he's the one that got it from the witch doctor. And the last thing that the sergeant wished for with the monkey paw was death itself. He wished for death. If you think about it, whatever he wished for, it made him kill himself after. So he said, you can wish for something, but if you wish for something, something else might happen that you didn't see coming. The father takes the monkey paw now, and he looks at it, and he asks around the room like, man, what should I ask for? And then the son goes, yo, ask for money. He goes, I wish for 200,000 pounds.
This man claimed to be able to summon ghosts for pictures. This dude is named William Mumler. In the late 1800s, he claimed that he was able to use his abilities as a medium to summon the dead for photographs. People who had lost loved ones would come to him and ask for their picture to be taken to see if the spirit of their family member was with them. Surprisingly, he was able to provide everyone with an image. Some people would see their loved one behind them, holding their shoulders. Some would see their child standing next to them. He claimed he could only take 2 to 3 photos a day because using his gift to summon the ghosts was very taxing and made him weak. Needless to say, Mr. Mumler became very popular. People were using his photographs as proof that there is a life after death. The world seemed to be changing. Even the famous Mary Todd Lincoln had her picture taken by the man. Things were going great for William until one day he took a picture of someone, and the ghost that showed up in the photograph was suspicious. The man who had paid for the photo recognized the ghost as someone who was still very much alive. This led to him figuring out that Mr. Mumler was a fraud and was using a double exposure technique in his photographs. William Mumler was outed, and his reputation...
The Piranha Attack of 1976. Imagine this. You're on a bus going home on a rainy night when suddenly the bus plowed straight into the river infested with piranhas. This is what happened on November 1976 when a bus traveling from Manaus, Brazil crashed into a tributary of the Amazon River, killing 39 people with only 4 survivors. According to reports, the accident was caused by slippery ground due to heavy rain, but some say that the driver fell asleep while driving, which led to the bus overturning into the river. When the bus was hauled out, they found the mutilated remains and bones of the victims. They attributed these attacks on the piranhas. According to one survivor, he and many of the passengers was sleeping, but a pothole woke him up. Moments later, the bus crashed into the river. As everyone panics and distressed, he managed to crawl out of one of the windows and swim to the shore. The rest was trapped inside the bus.
Staff at this bar avoid the wedding chapel in the back at all costs. They say something dark is lurking in there at all times.
These are videos humans were never meant to see. Okay, so the video you're about to see shows a skier going down a mountain when suddenly a bear starts chasing her. And I mean starts chasing her to kill her. And the entire time she doesn't see the bear or realize it's chasing her because she's listening to Work by Rihanna. She was seconds away from death. Here's the video.
At least she vibing. Maybe the bear just wants to, like, you know, vibe out to the song too, you know, maybe it'll just, like, if it catches up, it'll just start dancing.
When a hiker discovered strange stone idols covered in moss deep in the remote Oregon wilderness, archaeologist Maya Sutton led an expedition team to learn more. Trekking deeper into the ancient forest, they uncovered the overgrown remnants of a tribal village filled with relics of the mysterious Kalapuya people. Hidden in a cavern below the ruins were pre-Columbian texts, etched with myths describing their contact with the stick people, elongated, hive-minded entities able to bend space itself. Convinced these supernatural beings still inhabited the shadowy forest, Maya assembled a small crew of experts to find them, chasing legends through the misty woods. While investigating a clearing containing a circle of towering totem poles emitting an unearthly hum, the entire group abruptly disappeared during a heavy rainstorm. Only their equipment was left behind, undisturbed. Some say they were taken by the stick people to a parallel world. Many now avoid the woods, fearing the entities still lurk between the trees, protecting their secret domain.
Here's why you should never sleep with your feet facing the door. When mourning someone's death, it's normal for the corpse to face the door. This allows it to find its way out. Otherwise, the corpse or soul may remain inside the house. Many urban legends claim that people who sleep with their feet turned towards the door are inviting death in. This can lead to more frequent nightmares, sleep paralysis, and so on. Many people have started to change the position of their bed and place it in front of the door. These people say that on the 5th or 6th day, they began to notice certain things. They started having sleep paralysis, nightmares, and even lucid dreams about the darkest things. They said they could feel someone sitting on the bed. Would you dare do that?
That's
I do
crazy.
want to talk about this case, right? It was about a YouTuber.
I've gone through the
Like,
exact same thing.
McGee, some shit like that. Kenny Veach. He would hike mountains, go inside caves.
Looks like a
He used to
black
go to
figure,
caves,
like
Yeah.
standing
He was
right
doing this
above
in
my
Mojave
bed.
Desert in Nevada. And what's over there?
Area 51?
Exactly, bro.
Isn't there like a lot of like cops and security?
So his previous video, right? He was talking about this cave shaped like an M. It was him by himself. He was going inside it, bro. He started feeling these weird vibrations in his like body. He has never been found ever again. His body hasn't been found. The only thing that was found
No way.
was his phone outside of the cave and
And no more YouTube videos like posted by him
bro,
ever?
he disappeared, bro. There was a whole case.
Let me see.
And I'm looking for a cave that I found, and I didn't have a sidearm when I was here before, and something about that cave just spooked me. Out of all the caves I've ever gone in, this one just made my body vibrate. The closer I got to it, the crazier my body felt, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna go in there right now, but I'm coming back someday.
So after that, bro, people were obviously questioning where the did this guy go.
Yeah.
So there was a couple YouTubers who ended up finding the actual M-shaped cave, found a random like sign, like a up sign saying warning. If you go past this section, bro, you will be shot.
He's most likely dead, unfortunately.
There's more.
There's more?
When he was posting the whole video that he was gonna go back, there was this one weird comment, bro, that was like, yo, don't go back to that cave again, bro. You're never gonna be found. He asked, why is that? After that shit got deleted. Then his girlfriend came out stating
they had a fucking massive cobra in their house. I've lived in India for 5 years at this point, in and out, you know, periodically. And snakes are always getting into people's kitchens. One time we had a king cobra get into someone's kitchen, an 11-foot snake, like a monster, like a god of a snake. And this terrifying monster, we caught it with one of the local snake catchers, and we brought it out, and he goes, you know, I wonder why it was in the kitchen. Yeah. Looking for food, and they go, no, I'm gonna scare the bird.
If you have one of these 3 names, then I'm sorry for you. I truly wish you're not a bearer of these names. But if you know someone who is, do them a favor by sharing this warning with them. Intriguingly, it has been shown that these names draw in paranormal entities 10 times more than
I swear to God, if it says my name.
of benevolent and rather malevolent ones. In the 3rd spot, we have the gender-neutral name Taylor, a magnet for spirit encounters. The penultimate name, frequently visited by otherworldly beings, is Sophia. At the apex, the name found to attract the most spiritual attention and hence clinching the top spot is not.
Long story short,
Oh,
my
thank
ex-girlfriend
God.
and I had a pretty explosive relationship, and we didn't get along very often. We were on this weekend trip in the mountains just to go sightseeing and hiking because we thought it would be good for us. But shit hit the fan in the hotel room on the second night, and basically I couldn't sleep in the same room as her. Instead of getting another hotel room for myself for like $150, I drove literally down the road to a motel and stopped there to stay for a fraction of the price. My logic was, if I left for the night and gave her time to cool off, maybe things would be better by morning. I got a room for, I'm not lying, $50 for the night. When I was walking towards my room, the room next door was wide open. As I passed, I looked inside, and it was lit up by the blue glow of the TV screen. Though from the angle I was at, I could not see what was on the screen. I didn't see anyone inside, but then again, I didn't stop to look like a weirdo. I proceeded to my room. It was a modest, normal-looking motel room for the price. Just a queen-size bed with a typical tacky floral bed cover, a TV, and a sofa.
Damn, it's creepy.
I wasn't really tired, so I just laid with the TV on and played games on my phone for a while. There was some weird noise from what I thought was coming from the TV, so I turned it off. But the noise persisted. It wasn't the TV. So I got up and listened, and realized it was coming from the room next door. I couldn't tell if it was a fighting couple, if it was the TV from next door, or if it was the sound of someone dying. It was just incredibly muffled. At this point, I had nothing else to do but to try and go to sleep. But then there was a banging on the wall separating the two rooms. I got up and went closer to the wall, and it happened again. It was without a doubt someone on the other side pounding on it with their fist. Why were they doing this? I can't say I wasn't a little freaked out, but I had to just be a man and confront them. I went over next door. Surprisingly, the door to the room was still open, and the TV was still on, but there was no sound.
I wouldn't go in there.
I knocked on the open door, asking if there was a problem or if someone needed help. There was no response. I could even see that the bathroom door was open and the light was off. I stepped into the room slowly, cautiously. When I cleared the wall, blocking the view of the sofa and the bed, and still saw nobody, I just stood there all confused like. I went closer to the TV to look at what exactly was on the screen. It was just a blank blue screen. But there was a sticky note on the screen. It had writing on it. I picked it off the screen. It said, "Check under the bed." I dropped the note and ran out of the room, slamming the door. I ran back to my room and made sure to double lock the door with the chain lock. I crawled into bed and texted my girlfriend telling her what just happened and that I was freaking out. She called me immediately and I started telling her over the phone. As I was mid-explaining it, there were more bangs on the motel room wall. She heard it clearly because I put it on speaker. I started freaking out, and she told me to run to my car or to the front desk. I chose to run to the front desk so I could get my money back. I told the guy at the front desk that he should go to the room next to mine and kick the person out, but he looked at me and laughed and said that there was no one staying on either side of that room. He seemed to know immediately that they were both vacant. I told him he needs to check it out and that I needed my money back. So he went with me with the key to the room in his hand and unlocked the door. But now the TV was off and the room was dark. He walked inside and checked under the bed as the note had said. Even the post-it note that I dropped on the floor was gone. He refused to refund me, but it was $50. I didn't care. I left and went back to the hotel to my girlfriend and was glad to hug her and sleep in the same bed as her. I don't know what I witnessed in that motel room. I don't know who or what was under that bed, and I don't want to know.
No. That's terrifying.
The incident took place in the mid-1900s in a small town far away from the city. The locals there lived happily for decades until a fateful day that shook everyone and prompted some to leave. In that town, at the end of a street, stood an abandoned house, worn and broken due to its uninhabited state. Many locals reported seeing a young child, no older than 10, playing near the house every day. When the child noticed someone passing by, he would approach them and ask them to follow him. However, every time someone attempted to follow the boy, he would vanish, leaving them puzzled about his whereabouts. One day, a man happened to pass by and saw the child playing as usual. The boy noticed him and beckoned him to follow. Intrigued, the man decided to go after the boy. The child ran, and the man ran after him for about 5 minutes until they reached a well. To his horror, the man saw the boy sprint towards the well and jump in. Overcome with fear and concern for the child's safety, the man hurriedly followed, hoping to save him. However, what he discovered inside the well terrified him even more. It was the child's lifeless remains. Speculations arose regarding the circumstances surrounding the tragedy. Some believed the people of the abandoned house were responsible for it, and that's why they left, while others thought someone had thrown the child into the well and fled. To this day, the truth behind the child's fate remains unknown, shedding light on why he had been urging everyone he encountered to follow him.
I was forced to stay awake for 30 days straight. What ended up happening will shock you. I was a part of what is now called the Russian sleep experiment. 5 of us were put into a room and a gas was released that made it impossible for us to sleep. We were all captured war prisoners. They were studying us to see what would happen if a human was awake for 30 days. Day 1, everything seemed fine. We were promised freedom after we completed the experiment. But as the days went on, our conversations grew darker and darker. Paranoia took hold of me and tore us apart by day 9. One of us started screaming uncontrollably until their vocal cords gave out. The rest of us smeared dirt over the glass so they couldn't see us. On the 15th day, they needed to know what was happening, so they turned off the gas and opened the door. They were not ready for the horrific scene they were about to walk into. Flesh torn, we consumed our own bodies, desperate to stay awake. We didn't want to leave anymore. We begged them to turn the gas back on, but they refused to help us. Somehow we were able to survive all of this, but we knew it would be the end if we fell asleep. Remember...
Let me show you guys what's called the Brinicle of Death. This is a hollow, downward-moving icicle that kills everything in its path. Check this video out of this Brinicle going downwards.
That is cool.
Brinicles are about -20 degrees Celsius, and they're very easy to shatter somehow. I wouldn't recommend touching it though. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below, and put an RIP for all the starfish.
This is the funniest premise for a horror movie I've ever seen. It's called Tammy and the T-Rex. And it's all about this girl whose boyfriend gets put into a coma, and then a crazy scientist who made this animatronic T-Rex takes the guy's brain and puts it in the T-Rex animatronic. The boyfriend T-Rex then has to use charades to explain to his girlfriend that he is a dinosaur animatronic now, and it's truly hilarious. It's hysterical. The dinosaur boyfriend also goes on a mass killing spree in this movie, seeking revenge for the people who put him in the coma in the first place. They even had a scene where the T-Rex animatronic, as the boyfriend, goes to his own funeral, and he's watching his funeral from a distance just as a giant T-Rex, because of course nobody believes that he's a T-Rex.
If you hear someone calling you to open the door at night, be careful. This scary video was uploaded on TikTok. One night, while she was sleeping alone, she suddenly hears her mother calling her to open the door. Thinking her mother was calling, she soon realized that something was wrong.
Then what's your name then?
While she was about to open the door, she realized her mother was on the night shift, so who was mimicking her voice? Most of the viewers believe that this is a skinwalker pretending to be like her mother, and she claims that this video is 100%
out of the
real.
house.
So, what do you think?
Run
Let me
to
know your
the
thoughts.
car.
A man named Alex moved
Fuck
into his
this
grandmother's
shit,
house
I'm
after
out.
her unfortunate passing. But soon after getting settled in, he could sense that something was definitely off.
I'm out here in my living room again, which is right by where that chair moved the other night. And I don't know, there's just been scary shit going on around that. What was that? Oh, shit! Oh, no. What the f?
A shadow figure slowly looked around the corner directly at Alex, but quickly pulled away. This chilling face was a solid black, with no facial features. As Alex rushed over to see who this was, there was no one to be found.
Alright guys, let's talk about the Heaven's Gate cult. This cult was a mix of Christianity, ufology, and New Age theories. The central belief of this cult was that human beings could transform themselves into immortal extraterrestrials. They could do so by rejecting their human nature, and they would ascend to heaven or the next level. They recruited hundreds of people in the mid-90s. This cult is most famous for the mass unaliving of a lot of the members in 1997. Some of them believed that while in their human form, a UFO would come down and take them, and that's how they got to the next level. Others believed that the body was just a vessel, and when you passed, that's during the passing of the comet Hale-Bopp. They even updated their website to say Hale-Bopp brings closure to Heaven's Gate. Our 22 years of Classroom on Earth is coming to a conclusion. We are happily prepared to leave the world with T's crew. T was one of the leaders of this cult, but that is the story of the Heaven's Gate cult. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below, and comment for what you want to see next. And also a reminder, these videos are for informational purposes only.
Have you ever been over at a friend's house when something creepy happens that neither of you can explain? That's what happened to these two guys. So it looks like they were recording some sort of internet challenge, and one of them hears a strange rattling noise coming from the next room.
Hell no!
No, go on. Go on, right, yeah. How many you got left?
Only 2 answers.
Right, well, yeah, just do 2 then.
This is, Louisa Mentos and then drinks. Well, it's not Diet Cola, it's Pepsi Max, but there's only 2, so
it's fizzy, it should work. Working?
No.
You should, give it a bit. Give it a bit. What's it?
No. What?
Dude.
What?
Dude,
What?
look.
What?
Look. Look, let me out.
They could have thought this was an actual intruder in their house. Let me know what you guys think about this one.
Look, let me out.
This woman lost her son in these games. She says she feels his presence. The end of this video is blood-chilling. But before I show it to you, I must warn you. I can only protect my subscribers who have liked and shared this video.
Let me check.
Laura is a woman who has experienced a tragedy, the loss of her only son.
And I've
Since
already
that day,
shared this video,
Laura has
so we're good.
changed. She has become strange, a little mad even. She spends her time playing where her son met his end, in a children's playground. She claims that she can still feel the presence of her son there. This story has piqued the curiosity of a neighborhood resident who decided to film what happens at the playground at night. He took his equipment, and at midnight, he set up in front of the playground. What he captured is truly terrifying. Brace yourself, here's the rest of the video. Hold on tight.
Yes, I can only protect you guys if you subscribe. Yes.
The dark web's scariest video. There's a type of video from the dark web that you'd really rather never look at.
What
These
the
videos are like
fuck?
unsettling fragments of a dark, distorted reality, projecting images that the human mind would prefer to keep at bay. They slip silently into the forgotten corners of the dark internet, waiting patiently for some unwary soul to discover them.
Hey, you forget your phone.
Three of the strangest disappearances. Part 1. Number 3. The mysterious disappearance of Oliver Larch. On a winter morning in 1909, Larch vanished after he went to fetch water from a well. Footprints in the snow leading to the well abruptly ended with no signs of struggle or further movement. Moreover, witnesses reported hearing cries for help seemingly coming from the sky. Number 2. The Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers disappeared in December 1900. Thomas Marshall, James Ducat, and Donald MacArthur vanished without a trace. When rescuers arrived to check on them, the lighthouse was in perfect working condition, and warm dishes were still on the dining table. However, there was no sign of the keepers. Number 1. The Bennington Triangle, located in Vermont, USA, is the site of several mysterious disappearances that took place from 1945 to 1950. 5 individuals, including a student, a middle-aged man, and a child, vanished in this area without a trace. Despite intensive searches, no bodies or evidence of what happened to them have ever been found. Local legends speak of supernatural phenomena. The truth behind these disappearances remains unsolved.
3 more famous celebrities that are now ghosts. Part 5. Whitney Houston. Since Whitney's passing in 2012, her mother believes that the ghost of her daughter is with her. Her doorbell will ring when nobody is there, and she believes it is Whitney. She finds peace and comfort in this. Kurt Cobain. In Seattle, there is a park called Veretta Park, where a bench is dedicated to the singer of Nirvana. Fans can go there and pay their respects. Some have said they witnessed Kurt's ghostly figure around the bench. Prince. Prince Rogers Nelson is believed to haunt the famous Paisley Park studio. The staff has witnessed unexplained singing, noises, and even late-night sightings. Prince created magic within those walls in life. Does he remain there in death? Follow or subscribe for more.
It seems our friend the Mothman has returned, but this time he's not been seen in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, but brand new sightings have occurred at the O'Hare International Airport in Chicago, Illinois. Check this out. Now you can pause the video and read this for yourself, but this is testimony from a firefighter at O'Hare International Airport that had a Mothman encounter.
Alright, let's read it. I heard what sounded like a chirping sound followed by what sounded like shuffling. Coming from a nearby, I looked around and that's when I heard the clicking coming from across the street. I looked up and standing on the edge of the havoc plant was a very tall, thin, human-like creature with huge wings that were spread out. This creature was looking directly at me with a pair of large red eyes that had the intermittent tail light of one of the lights on the engine.
According to the firefighter, he was working one day when he heard a chirping and movement sound. When he looked around to see where the sound was coming from, he came face to face with a giant humanoid creature with a gigantic wingspan and blazing red eyes. And after a moment of staring at each other, the creature simply flew away. Now, this is not the only sighting of the legendary creature at the O'Hare International Airport. Over the last few years, there have been numerous sightings of the legendary Mothman at the airport. And they all have the same characteristics: a giant humanoid creature, a gigantic wingspan, and blazing red eyes. But what makes this one different from the sightings in Point Pleasant is, this sighting is accompanied with clicking and chirping sounds coming from the creature. So is this the same legendary creature that was once home in Point Pleasant, or does he have a new home in Sweet Home Chicago?
The dark web is always right, is the title of this video, posted anonymously in the dark web. The name alone is chilling. What secrets does this video hold? What strangeness lurks inside? Videos from the darkness of the internet have an air of mystery about them, their origins remaining elusive. However, at the conclusion of this one, a chilling element will be revealed.
Superman? Oh no, that's Batman? I'm confused. Moth? I don't know. That sort of looks fake. That one. I can't tell. That sort of looks fake.
This is what a skinwalker can sound like.
No. No, bro.
Then what's your name then?
Okay, thank God. Thank God.
Vampires actually exist. Yes, you heard that right. You probably have heard of vampires in movies, but what if I told you they were actually real? In 2020, a man from California named John Pascal decided to uncover the truth about the existence of vampires. His friend had told him that some of them had been spotted in a small village in Michigan called Vestaburg. so he decided to drive to this mysterious town. For the next month, he explored countless forests without seeing anything. However, after 36 days of exploring, one night he saw what appeared to be a strange person in the middle of the woods. As he got closer, he noticed that this mysterious figure didn't have a shadow, which is a characteristic of vampires. But as he was following the creature, it entered a small cabin. Determined, John got into this strange building, and what he saw will leave you speechless. He saw tens of vampires, all had huge teeth, and some were laying in coffins. Subscribe and send to a friend for part 2. Did you know that?
The devil.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum. Ini apa
The
guys?
fuck is that?
Ini nggak disum guys, ini kita maju ya. Assalamualaikum.
I hate that it waves as well.
Assalamualaikum. Ini apa guys?
It waves, sort of.
Imagine that our mirrors don't actually reflect us, but something much darker.
Oh,
By the way,
stop.
when we look in a mirror, what we think is our reflection is not our reflection. And we say to ourselves, of course it's my reflection in the mirror, you're weird. But imagine that it's not us we're seeing in the mirror, but something pretending to be us in another dimension, doing exactly the same thing we're doing in the same place at the same time. And the fact is, we couldn't react together, simply because it's physically impossible. That's why, when you touch the mirror, it feels solid, but not that solid. Have you ever felt that weird effect when you stare a little too hard at your reflection in a mirror? Indeed, the reflection starts to look scary. In fact, that's when the thing in the mirror might cross over into our world. But before it does, as luck would have it, you break contact by stopping looking at the mirror because you're starting to freak out a bit. So what is this thing pretending to be us in the mirror, and why would it want to cross over? Let me know what you think.
When the government caught wind of the tiger attacking Indian villagers, they asked a British hunter, Colonel Jim Corbett, to take care of it. But he only agreed on 2 conditions. The first was that all government rewards for killing the tiger would be canceled, and the second was that all other hunters employed by the government would be recalled. In 1907, the government agreed to Jim's terms and his hunt began. Some of the locals he spoke to had boarded up their windows and hadn't left their houses for almost a week straight. During the night, the tiger entered the village and killed a 16-year-old village girl and dragged her body deep into the jungle. But luckily, this would be the tiger's last victim, as Jim was able to track the tiger's footprints and the victim's fresh blood into the jungle. And after a few hours of tracking, Jim found the tiger feasting on the victim's body. Jim quietly aimed his rifle at the tiger that was covered in blood, and he fired 1 shot directly into the head, which killed the animal instantly. When he inspected the body, he noticed the tiger's canines were broken. It had most likely suffered from dental disease, which had caused the teeth to break. But this confirmed his theory on why the tiger kept hunting humans. It had an injury that made it difficult to hunt regular prey. After his hunt was over, the destroyer of man was finally dead.
The Leviathan is actually real. Yes, you heard that right. Most people know that the Leviathan existed in the past, but what if I told you it still exists today? In 2019, Austin Johnson set out on a mission to uncover the truth about the existence of the Leviathan, as he had heard numerous theories about the mysterious creature in the past. He rented a large boat and loaded it with enough supplies for 5 months before embarking on a journey into the deep sea. From there, he explored for weeks without encountering anything. But after precisely 69 days of sailing, he saw what seemed to be an enormous tail in the distance. As he got closer, he realized how big it really was. He started filming, and as he approached, he clearly saw that it was a creature that looked like a snake with the head of a dragon, also known as the Leviathan. Austin then uploaded the video online, but it was quickly deleted. He eventually vanished without a trace, but fortunately, a few people managed to save the video. Subscribe and send to a friend for part 2 with the footage.
Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, make sure you check out some of my other content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.